Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show, where I try to bring you new providers, new technologies, and introduce you to the best professionals in the industry, all so you can make informed decisions. Today, I'd like to welcome back my friend, Vince Bradley, the founder and CEO of AbundantIoT. Now, most of you already know this industry icon. After spending almost 25 years building up WTG, a prominent master agency, he joined forces with AppDirect about 5 years ago to form the fastest growing master agency on the planet. Now, Vince runs AbundantIoT, which specializes in energy, mobility, connectivity, and devices. Vince and his talented team are absolutely killing it. I've been trying to have him on the show for months, and I finally nailed him down. Vince, welcome back to the Top Gun Show.
Steve, thanks so much. Great to be back.
Man, I could have gotten Trump or Kamala on this show before I got you on the show. I mean, you've been like tearing it up. Congratulations.
Thanks, I appreciate it, man. The pace is amazing, but it's also the passion cuts through, right? It's all good. Really enjoying the new model.
Yeah, well, tell me what's hot right now. What services are absolutely hot right now, jumping off the shelf?
Well, yeah, that, IoT focused on energy, what we call EIoT, is really hot right now. And we're using sensors to bridge the gap between the telecom industry and the energy business, right? Energy is an $8 trillion TAM, massive opportunity in the channel. We can help create new revenue streams for advisors, and we can increase the retention of their base because when you upsell energy, also getting traction with leak detection, the #1 claim in buildings, so great for insurance, as well as telematics. We enable tremendous efficiency in fleets. And finally, we have a private IoT cloud for AWS customers. But the red hot one, Steve, is a product for new logo engagement. It's really our procurement management division. You may have seen earlier this year that we added IT services auction, which can save enterprises an average of 44% in weeks via an ERP dump. Great one for the enterprises that are struggling because we can help them avoid layoffs in weeks. Also great for enterprise just needs to avoid financial issues or if they want to make a big capital expenditure. And the newest addition, even hotter, is parcel advisory services, Steve. So overnight we can help customers save. If they're billing $30,000 a month in FedEx and UPS, we can save over 20% and make them way more efficient through a SaaS portal. So a lot of hot stuff going on.
Well, I feel like taking my jacket off. It's getting hot in here. That's amazing. You talked about energy being really hot as well. ESG seems to really be taking off. What are you doing in that space, and what types of customers can benefit from the massive incentives from the Inflation Reduction Act?
Great question. Also hot topic. Corporate sustainability is a hot topic. Investors using ESG ratings to decide who to invest in. So we have an amazing solution for the enterprise. Every enterprise has an ESG rating, whether they know it or not. It's part of the D&B, Steve. So it's not going away. It's just growing, right? However, we also know that it's possible that the over $100 billion in incentives remaining, could go away next year. We all know that. So another red hot space, because right now you can help customers to pay for these services, energy efficiency, solar, microgrids, EV charging. Now is a great time to add energy to the conversation because of this, because it may go away. There's a lot of traditional telecom sales.
Yeah, you speak about traditional telecom sales. There are, I think I have about 10,000 telecom sales agents that follow the Top Gun Show, and bless their hearts, they're unsure how to tee up conversations to find these opportunities. They know they can make money in it. They know their customers are buying this stuff, but because it's not their core competency, they're a little bit sheepish about bringing it up. What advice do you have for them?
Another great question. The most popular pitch that we get that works is we've added services like energy because the space is now connected with telecom via sensors, right? Another great one for a microgrid, which is solar and the battery backup, creating redundancy for the customer, right? Essentially what you're doing is you're saying, Like here's the example. Here at corporate, in the last 3 years, we've had 7 power outages, but we haven't been down once. My point is that another good pitch is we've added services like energy because a microgrid can help with BCDR, right? Business continuity disaster recovery. We love it when an energy product can help people in telecom cloud to get traction with what they're already doing. So it's a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I love watching you build businesses, and you are the entrepreneur's entrepreneur.
Let me give you one
So
more. By the way. Sorry, I'm going to jump in. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's important. The CTA, right, the call to action for advisors is to get the electric bill. That's all they really have to do. And what the pain points are in the buildings for IoT. Those are really the big things. And we now have a PRM, partner relationship management, that allows advisors to spin up their energy business overnight and be notified when customers open and click communications. So it's great stuff.
That's fantastic. And I know, I mean, you mentioned before we went on the air here about several TSDs that are killing it with you. When people have their first energy sale or IoT sale or working with AbundantIoT, they realize, hey, I can trust these guys. I can turn it over to them, and they open the doors. Then it starts like really flowing. It just takes one to realize, yeah, I just gotta get a copy of the energy bill, right?
It's pretty much that simple. That's all we need to start. So.
Yeah. Well, what parting words do you have before I ask you a very personal question?
Well, I mean, Steve, we're excited right now, right? Because a couple things coming up right now. We're developing an app, and we actually have the web-based version of it right now to make it easy to do business, right? Ease of doing business. And I think another one is our marketplace. We're super excited to be launching that next month. So watch for the app and the marketplace coming from Abundant next month.
Right on. I'll be on the lookout for it, my friend. All right, Vince, I've had you on the show several times. I've asked you a lot of personal questions. People have been texting me saying, I have a question for Vince. Ask him what his first paying job was.
Okay, well, I love the question. And, as an entrepreneur, of course I was a paper boy, right? But since that's kind of boring, I want to give you a more interesting one, which is my golf ball business. Having grown up in the Monterey Peninsula, grew up with golf, used to jump into lakes to fish out the golf balls and sell them. The first competitor, Steve, in that space was diving in head first and grabbing them out of the muck. And I said, you know what, that's gross. Why don't you use your feet to pick these up? Throw them on the grass. So like the Betamax, the head first method died, and I was the first kid on the block with a television.
Of course you were. I love it. That's a great story. Well, Vince, I really appreciate you spending time out of your very busy schedule to be on the Top Gun Show once again. Can't wait to hear more news and more successes that you're doing for the channel. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks so much, Steve. Cheers.
Thanks for watching, everybody.